What's going on, good people? Give a few people enough time to get here. Y'all see that blue, right? Y'all see that blue? That's getting it from the gym, and they got that stuff on the back. I don't know if you can see it. Stay grinding, stay focused. You know, I got to get y'all one, man. You gotta either DM me here, or you can hit me on almost everything 630 at gmail.com and get your t-shirt, man. Look at that, man. That's a nice fit, man. I know I just got finished working. I'm a little sweaty, but that's a good fit, man. When it's that comfortable. It's that comfortable. I don't know if the music's too loud. Let me turn that down a little bit. You guys let me know if it's too loud. But yeah, man, I just wanted to get on here to let y'all see the blue. The blue is nice. You guys, like I said, you can DM me here or either hit me on almost everything 630 at gmail.com and get yourself one, man. So, I don't really know I want to talk about, but I want to talk about something. I want to talk about something because I enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed the conversation we had before when we were talking about, what is the deal breaker and all of that stuff, man. And what you can live with, what you can live without in terms of a mate. All of that stuff was pretty good, man. But I know that a lot of people enjoyed the holiday. I don't really celebrate, but I love the food. And I went around, man, and I just got my plate and my Tupperware bowls, and I went around collecting some food. These is old glasses, so y'all don't laugh at me, but I just want to see what people are saying. Hiya, Sharon. There she glows. Deborah Parker joined us. Barbara joined us. As you guys are joining, Rochelle, Tam Tam, uh, Anna Jones, Donetta, Sherry Glover joined us. Donetta, Diane Temple, bless. A lot of people are coming in, man. I wonder if you guys can see the people that are joining. Yeah, but I wanted to talk about something, man. I know you guys enjoyed the holiday, and so I just wanted to know, when is it too early to invite? Just say, for example, you are seeing, you just met somebody, and it's been like 3 months or something. When do you invite? Do you invite people at the house? After 3 months. Or when is it too early or when is it too late? Invite people to your family gatherings like Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of that stuff, man. Because I wonder how long it takes for somebody to really know somebody. Know I'm good enough to say, you can come on by the house and meet my family. When is a good time for that? After 6 months, doing people say, uh, Monica joined us. Christ Charles joined us. Seafoam joined us. So yeah, when is a good time, man? When is it a good time to take people over to your family, man? Because you don't. I mean, when do you know somebody good enough to say, you can come meet my family? You know, because you never know what people's intentions are and all of that stuff. But let me ask you this though, because nobody seems to be wanting to tackle that one outside of Miss Peebles. Uh, but let me ask you this. So, how hard do you go for people? So I know that, if you love, but somebody's saying something I can't see without my glasses. I believe it's all up to both parties comfortably. Quiet Storm says that. Well, that's cool, Quiet Storm. How are you, by the way? Yeah, that's cool. I guess, both people decide whether or not you want to take them to see your family because, you never know what people's intentions are. And you can meet the family, at Thanksgiving, and then next month you're not seeing the person anymore. Then the family member just say, hey, where's Joe? Where's Joe? I like Joe. Joe like football, or Joe like something. Uh, you're wonderful, Quiet Storm. Fantastic. But let me ask you another question, because this is something that I wanted to talk about before, but I didn't know if it was the right arena. Just say, you met somebody, so there's two scenarios. So I know that if you are married, and you are in a committed relationship and you are in love with somebody, certainly I would think that you would go hard, for them. Uh, Now I want you to picture, or I want you to imagine meeting somebody for like 3 or 4 months. How hard would you go for them? Would you go just as hard for them as you would go for your married person, your committed person? Just say, for example, you're a husband of over 5 years, right? And your husband is unemployed at the moment for whatever reason, and he is attempting a new career, and he has an exam that he needs to take, and it's going to cost you $120, $150, or $200 for the exam for him to take. Now he's unemployed, so he don't have the bread. Certainly, I would think that you would pay for it. It's an investment in your marriage. It's an investment in your committed relationship. So you do that. But just say that you met somebody, and it's 3 or 4 months, and this person is having some difficult times. They're unemployed, and they got an exam that they need to take. School exam, job exam, or whatever. They trying to get on. They're trying to get on. Would you uh, pay for that? Would you pay for that exam after 3 months of knowing this person? Or you can be with a person for years and still not know them. You just have to take chances. Calvin says that, or Carolyn says that. Uh, yeah, so I just need to know, man, because I'm supporting mine. Quiet Storm says she's supporting hers. What does that mean, Quiet Storm? Does that mean that uh, if you're committed in a relationship, or you just met somebody and you're trying to get involved with this person, would you go that hard for them, or would you feel taken advantage of, or would you feel like you're supporting this person that you don't even know? How hard would you go? Most definitely to help them out. User 98376 says. Dawn People says if they're serious about what they're trying to accomplish. Yeah, so I get it. I get that. I get that. Um, But how serious do you know somebody is after 3 months? How do you know that this is your person? Or do you know immediately if somebody is your person? And if I just think that I'm just trying to figure out how hard should you go and for who? You know what I mean? Uh Heavy is saying I wouldn't. She wouldn't. You wouldn't what have? Uh, hey neighbor, I think his name is. You wouldn't do what? You wouldn't pay for anything, whether it's for your husband or whether it's for this person that you've known over 3 months. Because I think that if you're trying to invest in somebody, if you're trying to have a relationship with somebody, when you obviously met them from day one, or you would know maybe if that person is employed or not. And if they're about something, if they're trying to gain something, accomplish something in their life, I would think you would extend yourself to say, hey, let me do this. And even if it doesn't work out, you've done the right thing for the right reason, I would think. You know what I mean? Now, if the person always got their hand out, then there's a whole nother story. But if it's your husband or your wife, and if they're experiencing some hard times, certainly you would go hard. You know, depends on the situation and how serious we are. Time tells that. That's right. Quiet Storm says that. If it's my husband, yes, I would. If it's new, no, I would not. Why would you not? Hey, neighbor. Why would you not? I'm just curious. I'm curious to know why you would not. Wouldn't go as hard as I would for my husband in 3 months, and I wouldn't expect them to for me. Okay, Miss Dawn Peoples. Okay. I say that because my opinion may be different. My opinion is different. I think that, of course, I would go hard for my committed relationship for my husband. I mean, for my wife, I would definitely go hard for that. But if I'm just meeting a young lady after 2 months, even, and I think that we can get this thing going, and she needs some assistance in some area, I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. I don't see, because it's an investment, and even if it doesn't work out, you still feel like, hey man, it didn't work out, but I helped somebody do what they needed to do to get their lives better. It was $200. That's the way I feel about it. Uh, Dawn says, wouldn't go as hard as I would. Okay, she said that. Uh, yeah, but it's just something that I was thinking about. How about this? How about this? So you met this new person, and again, they need to take this exam for whatever reason, or they need to pay for something that's important that will benefit them and increase the quality of their life. Right? You just met this person. You want to give it a month, you want to give it 6 months, but you just met this person, and so they want to take some exam, or they need to pay for something important. Right? Now, your child. Just say your child. Your child is working. They have a job, right? They have their own space, their own apartment, their own situation, right? And then, uh, it's rent time, and they have to pay their rent, and they may be $100 short for their rent, right? They're not backed up in their rent; they're $100 short, right? And you have $200. Now, your person that you just met, be it a month or 6 months, you just met this person. This person needs that $200 to pay for this exam that's going to increase the quality of life, that's going to help them get this job or whatever it is. But your child needs $100 because they're $100 short on their rent. They're, like I said, they're not backed up. They just need that $100. Would, would you give the $200 to this new person? Or would you say, nah, I can't do that, and give your child that $100? Now, I need you to be honest with yourself, because this is an important question. You know what I mean? What would you do? Would you say no to the dude or to the woman, and give the $100 to your child, which is $100, or would you say, nah, baby, I can't do it, and give the $200 to your significant other? What would you do? I usually help people. I always get it back 100 times. My baby gets the money. Have neighbor said that? Imperial Spectre says my child. So let me ask you why. Let me ask you why. Hey neighbor and Imperial Spectator. Why? Why would your child get the bread? Because I'm thinking your child is $100 short. Your child is just $100 short. They can wait till next week and pay a late fee to get that $100. On that $100 for the rent. It ain't like they backed up. They just, you know what I mean? But the new person needs this, and they don't have a way to get it. And they're looking at you because you are their significant other, be it new or not. You know what I mean? They're looking at you to say, hey, I need you to invest in me right now. Why wouldn't you invest? Dawn says, I usually, okay, my baby gets the bread, so you haven't answered yet. So answer that for me if you don't mind. Dawn People says, in that situation, I would help my significant other. Hey neighbor says, I'm investing in my child. Let them go there. Let them go to their mama. Quiet Storm, I said, I may give them both if possible. Now, because you only got 200, Miss Quiet Storm. You only have 200. Now, the significant other needs the 200. Your child needs the one. But your child is not backed up. He only has 100. It's the third of the month. You know what I mean? And all they need is $100. I would think what I would do, not to say that my way is right, because I'm not saying that. But I would tell my child, hey, listen, you're just $100 short. I'm trying to do something else right now with my bread. So take pay them when you get paid, and just pay the late fee. Because right now I'm trying to do something with this other 200. And because we're talking about grown people, we're not talking about a baby or a teenager. We're talking about grown people here. And grown people have to have, responsibility. Why? So I'm going to give it to my husband. And grown people have to have, responsibility. Why? So I'm going to give it to my husband. You said we just meeting each other. Yeah, you're meeting each other, right? But it's like it's an investment. The Spectator said that. Imperial Spectator. Yeah, but it's an investment, don't you think? I would think it'd be even if you just met them and you like them and you are sleeping with them. You know, I would think that this is an investment in your relationship in the person. Encourage you. Okay, so hey neighbor says if we're talking about grown peoples, then he needs to get the exam money. We just met. Right, right, right. I get it, hey neighbor. I get it. I get it. So he needs to get it on his own. But if he's having some trouble getting that, obviously, I think that a man, you know, if a man is, you know, responsible, he probably tried to get it before even coming to you. You know what I mean? But if he's struck out in all his other places, he's coming to the person that's closest to him. Now, if you just met 3, 4 months ago, you guys are, you know, just meeting, but obviously you're trying to do something. So I would think invest in that. You know what I mean? I just feel a way about that because you know people don't want to. These days, I don't know. People are just different. You know, I would think that, in you know, you want to invest, man. You want to show, you know, you want to show that you are serious about a situation. You want to show that you are interested in a situation, and probably if a man is responsible, if a man truly about you, it's going to come back like Miss People said 100 times because you know you're doing the right thing for the right reason. And plus, this is an investment in your future. This is an investment in you know the quality of your life. Those true people are less inclined to help people. Sadly to say, Miss Spectator says it would definitely depend on the situation, and I get it. I get it. I get it. Yeah. So those are some things I just wanted to talk about because you know I've had a conversation with some people recently and you know they just met someone and you know that person needed another person in that relationship and you know it was given but it was given with you know some attitude like some condescending part of that like you're not meeting your part, you're not you know meeting your expectations and you know, people don't want to feel that. People want to feel like they can go to their people and say, "Hey, you know, I need some help," and it would be looked at that way. It would be help. It would be help. Uh, that's what I wanted to talk about. I didn't want to keep you guys long, but I definitely wanted to share some good news. Bobby Boo says, "Hello, everyone from Oklahoma." Hey, Bobby, how are you? Doing people say, when are you going to talk about your book? I'm about to do that right now, Miss Peoples. I am about to do that right now. So I didn't want to really say anything because you know it's going to drop on the 9th, December 9th. My book is dropping, right? And so you can pre-order the book, even the ebook. But when you go on my site, when you go on the Amazon, you don't see the image, and they're saying that it's going to take 72 hours for the image to appear on Amazon for people to pre-order the book. As I said, the book is going to drop on December 9th. So you know, I wasn't going to mention that because I don't want you to go on the site and then you don't see the image. So they sent me a proof of the book. So here's what it looks like. Oh wow, I have the mirror image on, so you probably can't see it the way that it's supposed to look. I'm so sorry about that. So this gray line here is it says that it's not for resale, but when you get the book, that gray thing won't be there. But this is it. This is the book, and it's a fantastic read. I am so proud of this book. I am so proud of this book because you know, there are many reasons why I wrote this book, but for the most part, you know, I needed for people to understand. I think I had a story to tell, first of all. And I think I wanted people to understand that, you know, people go through things. You know, people go through things that doesn't define who they are. You know, people make major mistakes based on a whole lot of stuff, but it doesn't define who they are as people. I mean, so you can steal something as a kid, but it doesn't make you a thief. You know, you can grow up and you know realize that thing was wrong, and you can't do that to people, and blah 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 blah. You know what I mean? So this is what this book is about. This book is about showing my mindset from the inception of trauma. You know what I mean? So I show in this book how the situations that I endured as a young kid, how it shaped my thinking, how it shaped my perception of my life, and how it played out in my behavior. And I show on several occasions how it was reinforced by people. You know what I mean? So when people reinforce your already negative perception of other people about life, you continue to do what you do. And so I want to show the gradual change in my mindset by things that happen. So that's what this book is about. It's about showing you how I acquired the mindset that I had and how it played out in my behavior and how other things happened that contributed to my already negative perception and how it continued to show in my behavior. But you'll also see the gradual shift in my behavior. You know what I mean? And then you'll see the lessons that I learned based on that behavior, based on those situations. You'll see the lessons that I learned, and you're going to be cheering for me, man. You're going to be cheering for me all the way to the last page. But book 2 is on deck, so I'm not going to tell you about that. But book 2 is on deck, and this is called Almost Nothing. And the reason this book is called Almost Nothing is because I felt that way. You know what I mean? I felt like, that I was almost nothing based on the information that I had, based on what, this person told me, based on what they did and how it was reinforced by other people and my behavior. I felt like I had almost nothing. I felt like I, as an individual, was almost nothing. But as you see now, my platform is called Almost Everything. It's called Almost Everything because now I feel like I have almost everything. I mean, it's not financial. Obviously, I'm not rich. I don't have a lot of bread, but I feel like I got some peace of mind. And to me, that's everything. I feel like, having come from where I come from and to where I am now, I ain't got to duck the police. You know what I mean? I'm employable. I have an education, after having getting kicked out of school in the 7th grade. You know what I mean? I feel like, having to go to NYU, one of the most prestigious schools in New York, is a hell of an accomplishment. You know what I mean? So I want to talk about those lessons that I learned from back then, how it's got me to where I am now. So that's what book 1 and 2 is about. I think it's an important thing, man, because we kind of look at people who have been to prison, who have had some experience with drugs. We kind of have this negative thought, maybe even in the back of our heads. And we think of drug addiction or people with recovery. We think about those people with some sort of negative connotation. But I'm trying to get people to get away from that because people do change, man. People have had enough. After having near catastrophes after near catastrophe, sometimes people have to, they feel like they need to get it right. And so I also want to talk about in this book about how important it is to get information, because we get locked into what somebody done told us about who we are and we run with that. And we even see the negative effects that it has on our lives, but we still think that that's all there is. We think that that's just who we are. I hate that expression. Oh, that's just who I am. Because if you buy into that, you wipe away any possibility of change. When people say, oh, that's just who I am, or that's just how I am, you take away the option to change. You take away because you done bought into this is who I am and F it. I'm just going to keep it right there. You know what I mean? But we have to leave the door open and so that we can find a possibility or some option or some alternative or some street in the way to change our negative behavior or something that's not profitable or beneficial to us in any way. So we have to find ways to change. And that's what this book is about. It talks about how we can change and be, phenomenal people, man. We can be good people. We just have to learn from our experiences and not buy into the fact that those things happen, so that's who I am. Nah, that's not true. That's not true. Just because those things happen doesn't mean that's who you are. But again, man, this book is phenomenal, man. This thing right here, I want you guys. I'm just saying it now. If you go on to Amazon right now, you can get it. You can pre-order it. You can't get it because it don't actually drop until the 9th. But you can get it pre-ordered. But I don't want you guys to go now because Well, I'm saying to you, you can go, but you won't see my image. And that's what I really want you guys to see. I want you guys to see the image of the book on Amazon. You can imagine how that shit made me feel. Excuse my language. You can imagine how it made me feel, man, to have come from where I come from, to have been able to publish a book. You know what I mean? So I guess if I Googled my name, I would be a published author, man. You know what I mean? And that's a fantastic thing. And I need you guys to get it, man. You know, like I said, I'm going to keep talking about it. I'm going to keep talking about it until December 9th, so you guys can go get it, man. I have 27,000 followers on TikTok. Right now, I know everybody's not a reader, so you can get the ebook. You know what I mean, or you can get the Audible. But if just half of you guys just half of you guys got the book, I would be absolutely, no doubt, appreciative of it. You can also make cash donations. I mean, I've never asked for that before, but you also can make some cash donations at on Cash App, $ Raheem Nassif. That's RAHEEM, as in Nancy, AHS as in Sam, IF as in Frank. $Raheem Nassif. So you can do that as well. Yeah, but I just need you guys to get it. I'm thinking of having a not release party because it comes out in December, and I know December is filled with a whole bunch of stuff, Christmas and New Year's and all of that stuff. So in January, I'm going to have a post-release party, and it's going to be fantastic. It's going to be amazing. So, and I'm also going to be going around to different areas and doing some book signings. There is a place in Newark where I want to start. There's a black owned bookstore in Newark on Broad Street. The reason why I want to start there is because I remember going there one day and I was looking for the Obama book, and I got the Obama book, and I was telling about my aspirations to become a writer. And she said, so when you write it, because I know you are, and she inspired me that day. She just said, when you write it, I want you to come here and do a book signing and promote your book. And I'm going to call her on that. You know what I mean? So I'm going to announce the date when I get it, to do some book signings there in Newark. And I'm going to be doing something in Montclair soon after. And then it's the world from there. It's the world from there. I'm going to be traveling from city to city, Maryland, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Miami. I'm just be going all over Missouri, Kentucky. I'm definitely going to go to Kentucky and New York. I'm going to go all over signing these books, and I'm looking for you guys to come and support, man. I'm looking for you guys to come and support. It's been a long time coming. If you guys know, you've been following me for a minute. I've been doing it. I've been talking about this book for a very long time, and finally, it's coming to fruition. So Diane says, look at God. I know that's right. Annette Hickson says, yes, baby. Thank you, sweetie. I appreciate that. Yeah, so it's a fantastic read. Someone else says amen. I can't see the name. I think it's Georgiana. Yeah, so it's a fantastic read, man. I mean, it's my book and I wrote it, but I got the proof, and I'm looking for some mistakes or something, And then I started to read it, and oh my God, man! I read this book in one night. I picked it up around 4 o'clock, and I was done. I was done in a few hours, man. I couldn't put it down, even though this is my story, my book. I wrote it. I could not put it down, and I guarantee you, when you pick this up, you're not going to be able to put it down because it's a fantastic read, and you're going to be looking for the next one. You're going to be looking for because the next book is going to be called. I'm giving you some inside information. It's going to be called Almost Everything. This book is called Almost Nothing. The next book is going to be called Almost Everything. But you got to get this one, man. You got to get this one. It's a fantastic read, man, and I'm hoping that you guys are just as excited as I am about it. So, somewhere close to December 9th, if you want to pre-order it, you can. But on December 9th, man, I'm looking for you guys to go get it, man. To go get it. And who knows, man, we can have like a commentary about it. We can get on. I can have some people join me on this live, and we can talk about the book, man. If you guys know anything about me, I am an open book. I'm always trying to tell the truth. If people are offended by the truth, I try to tell it with some empathy. But I'm always going to tell the truth, especially about me. I'm not really too concerned about what people think about me because what they think about me is none of my business. I just try to be the best person that I can be, and I try to be true to myself. So yeah, we can do that. We can discuss the book. Dawn says, "Love a good read." Fantastic. Thank you, Dawn. I'm hoping that you pick it up. Annette Hickson says, "Will do." Annette Hickson says, "Amen." And I can't pronounce that name. It's KGATESMO joined us. Uh, yeah. So I just think that it's going to make for good conversation. It's going to enlighten you on how, especially about men. Sometimes men don't like to express how they feel. And men don't like to let people in, especially when they're experiencing a bad time, because it makes them feel less than. You know what I mean? But in this book, you'll see how I got through that. How I feel that it's okay to let people see who you are. Either they're going to like you or they're not. Either they're going to help you or they're not. Because a lot of times people experience stuff and it alters their perception of the world and of life, and they go through it and they need some help. They don't want to ask for help because the world is constantly judging them based on their behavior. But you have to ask yourself at some point, what would happen? You're asking yourself about the behavior of somebody else. You're like, damn, well, what happened to that person that they're doing what they're doing? Nobody seems to ask that enough, or even if they ask it, there's no real help being given to people like that. Where can I pre-order? You can pre-order my uncle, Mr. Lewis Oliver. You can pre-order on Amazon, but I was telling the people, that it drops on the 9th. You can pre-order on Amazon, but when you put in my title, almost nothing, I did it this morning and I didn't see my image, the image of the book. They're saying the image of the book is going to take 72 hours before the image is actually put up with the book details. So I wasn't going to say anything today, but someone asked me, I can't help myself. I'm so excited that I went ahead and said that you can pre-order right now, but the image, when you go onto Amazon, you're not going to see the image. So if you waited 72 hours, you're going to see the image and the book details. But please know right now, this is a fantastic read. I'm very honest about it. I talk about, from the very beginning where I believe that my perception was warped and the situation that happened that helped warp it. I talked about how my behavior uh, ensued from that trauma and how people catered to or people contributed to my negative thinking about the world and about people and about life and about me, most of all. You know what I mean? But then I also get to the meat and potatoes about how my thoughts changed or my perceptions changed based on an event. Something happened that shifted my thinking, uh, you know, uh, gradually. I can't say there was one thing that happened that says, okay, well, I'm going to be a different person. That's not it. But it sparked the flame. You know what I mean? It sparked the flame, and other people or other situations fanned the flame, and it made me realize that I'm not a nothing. I'm not almost nothing. That I can change my life around. That I can be almost everything. You know what I mean? It took a lot of work, and it took a lot of bumping my head. It took a lot of falls and failures, but at the end of the day, we have to look at the end of the day because, um, just because you fall down don't mean that's it. Unless you decide to make it and stay down. But that's not my story. Thank God. Lewis Oliver said, "Okay, cool, got you, fantastic. Please get it." Uh, Lisa joined us. Says it's been a long time coming. That's right, Lisa. I'm happy for you. Thank you so much, sweetie. I appreciate that. Be sure to get it, Lisa. Like I said, you can pre-order now, but if you want to wait because it doesn't drop until the 9th, you can get it on ebook or either you can get the hard copy. Again, like I said, it's a fantastic read, and I would appreciate it if people went and picked it up and they enjoyed it as much as I do. I'm telling you, I picked this thing up, and like I said, man, I read this thing. I read this thing. I read this thing in one sitting. in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. And this, even though I wrote, I know everything that's in there, but the constant flow of the information, the constant flow. Oh, let me say this. If you are at all squeamish, if you are at all easily offended by language or by situation, uh, then maybe this isn't the book for you. And it hurts me to say that because I appreciate if you get it. But I mean, if you are offended by vulgar language, and this is not one of them, you know, well, it's not intended to be one of those, maybe, Donald Goins, my man, so I'm not going to say that, but it's not one of those books where it's constantly all about, street life. But that has been my life. So I talk about that. And in the way that I talk about it, I talk about the way I talk about it in the language that I experienced it. You know what I mean? So if it's going to be some cussing and it's going to be some vulgar conversations or some vulgar language, because that's the way I live. But you'll see the gradual change in my language as the gradual change in my life happens. So although it may start off a certain way, it won't end up like that. So I don't want you to be turned off by, the language and the situations that happen, because I'm a very detailed person, and I wrote the book in a very descriptive way. And the reason why I did that is so that when you read the book, you're gonna read it in a way in which you're gonna see it. You're gonna see what I'm saying as you read it. You're gonna kind of like see the environment. You know what I mean? Or you're gonna feel what I felt, or get a remnant of what I felt based on the way that I expressed it. So again, if you are at all easily offended by cuss words, or by maybe sexual explicit situations, or just a language, or people referring to people as something maybe a little derogatory, you might not want to get it. Um, but it's a gradual change. You'll see the gradual change in my language based on my behavior, based on my life changing. So yeah, but it's a fantastic read. It is a fantastic read. So Lisa said I most definitely will purchase it. Fantastic, Lisa. I appreciate that. So Miss Arlene Hurd joined us. Um, yeah. So yes, please get it. Please get it. It's a fantastic book. So I'm also advertising as I go on, my my merchandise. The almost everything, and that's the reason why I pretty much told you about um, the inception of almost everything, because the book, as I said, is called Almost Nothing. Is because that's how I felt. I felt like I was almost nothing based on my experiences. But now I feel like I'm almost everything, because, not necessarily about finances, because I don't have a whole lot of finances, but because I have the most important thing that I need to feel like that. I have peace of mind. I have peace of mind. I have a working relationship with the creator of my understanding. I'm not a really religious dude, but I know that there's a creator, and I have a perfect understanding of and with him. It I feel like I'm responsible. I feel like people can rely on me. I feel like I'm trusting in other people, which was hard because, when you come from an environment in which I come from, it's hard to trust people, you know. But when you can trust people, then you develop the idea of being trusted. And I take that, I hold that near, to be able to let people trust me. That's important. That's an important trait after having come from where I come from. And that says, Amen always. Seeing it through the writer's eyes. Fantastic. That's exactly what I'm doing, Miss Dawn. Good afternoon, Debbie. Yeah, so that's what I do. I write it in a way which you can see it through my eyes, and it's gonna be amazing. So I'd appreciate you guys pick it up. I started off this live on a whole another vibe. I'd appreciate you guys pick it up. I started off this live on a whole another vibe. You know, or is it a bad thing to go hard for somebody that you just met? I gave some examples about would you say no to your child in order to help somebody out who you are seeing to advance this person's quality of life and ultimately advance yours. But some people find it hard to say no to their child, even though the child's situation is not dire, but they wouldn't say no to the child simply because of being their child. But sometimes we got to weigh some stuff out because it's important that we do that because we got to do the right thing for the right reason. And a child, although it's our child, it's a grown person, has to be responsible for themselves. And, sometimes we have to say no to our kids uh, in order to do something that's probably more important. I most definitely will purchase it. Thank you, Miss Lisa. Okay, so I'm not going to hold you guys much longer. I just wanted to get on for a minute and talk about a few things. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys for following me and joining my lives and liking my post. So I'm trusting that you guys will purchase my book. As again, it drops on December 9th. Please get it. You can pre-order it now. However, when you go onto Amazon to pre-order it, you will not see the image. It's going to be up in about 72 hours. You'll put in my name, you'll see that there's a book there, but you won't see this image because they're going to take up to 72 hours to put the image up there. You can get the ebook or you can get the paperback. It's a phenomenal read, man. A phenomenal read. And I appreciate if you guys get it. It's going to drop December 9th. As I said before, I'm also going to be having some on my own person. I'm going to be doing book signings at different venues, bookstores. The first one is going to be in Newark on Broad Street. It's called Something Knowledge. I'll get the names to you before I go there and before I arrange a date with the owner and let you guys know where I'm going to be. And once I do that, I think I'm going to travel to Montclair and then I'm just going to take off wherever I'm able to go. New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Atlanta, North Carolina, South Carolina, Kentucky, all of those places. I'm going to be appearing to do some book signings. So I'm going to keep you guys posted. In the interim, I'm also going to be talking about my merchandise, the shirts. I'm going to show you guys some hoodies that I got. These hoodies is hot. These hoodies is hot. And I'm investing, the little bit of bread that I got into this merchandise because I want to give you guys good quality stuff. This hoodie is going to be fantastic. It's going to be that heavy material that's going to feel good on you. And it's not going to have a whole bunch of designs on it, but you're going to know that it's going to be phenomenal. You're going to like the design that it does have on it. May not be like this with this emblem in the middle and with the stay grind stay focused on the back, but it's gonna be really, really nice, and I can't wait to promote it. Again, if you guys want to leave a donation, a cash donation, you can go to Cash App at $Raheem Nasif. That's RAHEEMN as in Nancy, AHS as in Sam, IF as in Frank. That's the Cash App, Raheem Nasif, $Raheem Nasif. So again, I appreciate you guys for coming. I appreciate you guys for joining me on this live. And so I look forward to a conversation with you guys. When I start talking about stuff, sometime who's this saying, hey, you? That is Miss Christine Richards. Hey, Miss Christine, how are you? I was just telling the people that I'm coming out to sign do some book signings so that you see it, Miss Richard. This is my book. It's probably not showing up the way that it's supposed. It's probably like a mirror image there. But it's a fantastic read. This gray line won't be in the book when you get it. This is not for resale. This is the proof. But it's a fantastic read. You can get it on Amazon. If you go to Amazon right now, you probably won't see the image because they said it takes 72 hours for the image to appear. But you'll see the book. I mean, you'll see almost nothing, the name of the book, but you probably won't see the image until like Monday or Tuesday. So you can pre-order it. But on December 9th, you can actually get it because it'll be there to be gotten. So please pick it up. It's a fantastic read. So I'd appreciate it if you guys get it. And I'm going to be traveling to different places to do some book signings. First place is going to be in Newark. And I'm going to be going to Clifton. And I'm going to be going to Montclair. I'm going to be coming out to Atlanta, Miss Richards. I'm going to be going to Kentucky, South Carolina, North Carolina, Miami, Los Angeles, wherever, people allow me to come and do some book signings. I know that people follow me from all over, so I'm hoping that you guys come down and see me, man, and get your book signed. Um, I'd appreciate it. Again, I'm going to be selling this merchandise as well. I'm going to get some bandanas with Stay Grinding, Stay Focused. I'm going to have these shirts. I'm going to have the short sleeves, long sleeves. I'm going to have the new hoodie, the heavy hoodie. And I'm also accepting cash donations. The Cash App is $ Raheem Nasif. That's RAHEEM. N as in Nancy, AHS as in Sam, IF as in Frank. And I would appreciate any donations that you guys can give to help me get started, do some traveling, and do some stuff, to purchase some new merchandise so that you guys can enjoy almost everything like I do. Lorraine, hey, afternoon, everyone. And Christine Richards says, look forward to seeing you. Fantastic. I appreciate that. All right, you guys. So like I said, I'm not going to keep you guys too long. Like I said, we started off on a whole nother vibe, but we ended up here based on a question that someone asked me. And so look, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I got 27,000 followers. So if just half of you guys purchase the book, will be a fantastic feat for me to know that I am thought about that much, where you guys feel like you want to purchase my book, or whether you guys like what I'm saying and feel like, my story needs to be told or heard or read. And so I appreciate you guys. I really do. And you guys can show me that you appreciate me by purchasing my book. All right. So stay grinding, stay focused. If I can turn this thing off.